Alright, this time the quick speed shop. I think my PerTronix ignition went bad in my Model A hot rod shop truck. I've got more new part from PerTronix. We're going to swap it in, change the coil out, and see if we can make this thing run. I'm a professional, don't try this at home. Okay, here's the new ignition components. I've got the igniter. This is just the unit that looks at the lobe spinning on the shaft here to make the pulses. So this is made in USA. I think it was like $90 from Summit Racing. And you get your module here, which just bolts onto the plate like this, and it picks up the lobes like that on the distributor shaft. You got your wires here. Red's the positive and black's negative. And then a grommet for the distributor and some wires and screws to hold the plate down. And I also bought the flamethrower coil for PerTronix that goes with this. So with the V8 engine, you need a coil that has 1.5 ohms of resistance, and for a 4-cylinder or a 6-cylinder engine, you need a 3 ohms resistance coil. 1.5 ohm, you can see it on here, flamethrower coil. So we're going to put the coil and the ignition in. We'll have all brand new action just in case there's a chance that the coil went bad, but I doubt it because that was a brand new MSD coil and they tend to be pretty good. So here's our flamethrower coil right out of the box. Bam. Unfortunately, this is made in China, but the ignition's made in USA, so at least that's good. Okay, so over here on the ignition, I'm going to pull the rotor off, pull off the old magnetic reluctor ring that mounted to the bottom of the rotor, pull off the plate for the old PerTronix unit, and then I'll unhook the wires and pull those out. We'll change out the coil as well. But first, I want to get the rotor out of the way. Now I set up the rotor and the distributor and the timing marks at top dead center on number 1 cylinder, just so we know where things are, in case I had to take the distributor out or whatever to put this on, which shouldn't be necessary. I just wanted to roll it over there and get it in place before I took this all apart. Okay, now remove the rotor, and here's the magnetic pickup ring. I've got to remove the screws for the PerTronix plate first. I'm going to actually cut the ends of the wires off here so I can snake these out as well. I'm also going to pull off my coil wire while we're at it. Alright. Alright, now we can pull our module out with our wires. Here's our old PerTronix module here. Now I can get the magnetic plate off here. You can see on the bottom there is 8. Where is it? You can see on the bottom there was 8 magnets that picked up the signal from that other piece. And clean up the distributor base plate. Okay, our new igniter coil here mounts on the opposite side of the distributor. There's 3 holes. Whoop, there's 3 holes in the base of this, and they go over here on the base plate where the 3 holes are for where the old condenser was. So it'll fit in here like this. You line it up. The condenser pin hole, I think the pin goes in the... There's the 2 pins and the screw is in the center. Yes. Like that. And then there'll be 2 screws to hold it down, supplied in the kit. But the first thing I need to do is snake these wires down through the grommet and out the bottom of the distributor. Now the kit comes with a grommet supplied, but since I already had a PerTronix installed in this, there is already a grommet in place, so I'm just going to reuse that. Get in there. And get them, there we go. Alright. Snake these guys out of here. Alright, I'm reusing my 2 existing screws I had just because I had them here. Where's my screwdriver? I've lost that somehow. Shoot, oh, here it is. So I'm just going to install the plate with the 2 original screws. Tighten them down here. That's it in terms of the distributor. The plate is mounted, the wires are run down through here. And I've just got to take and put the terminations on the wires and terminate them back over here at the coil just like they were black and red. But first we're going to change out this coil to that PerTronix igniter coil. And I also need to reinstall my rotor here, which I don't have screws for because the old piece bolted up, but I think the screws from the kit will screw into here. That's why I didn't want to reuse those, so let me get those fast. I had to dig and dig till I found some screws to fit into the what do you call it here? Now I can put the rotor on. Alright, now I can go ahead and put the distributor cap back on. Like so. It's on there good. There's the coil there. I just gotta swap that coil out. Keep track of your wires. This purple wire is negative. It's the tack wire. If I had a tachometer, that's the negative side. And the pink wire is the ignition power, 12 volts to the coil. There's our MSD master coil. What's the ohms on this? Why doesn't it say? Okay, so this, I'm glad I changed the coil because this is a 0.7 ohm resistance coil, which I need the 1.5 for the module. So I'm glad that I'm changing this out. And maybe that is the problem that I had with the old PerTronix unit. Maybe running this coil with too little resistance, it burned out the module. So putting the correct coil in there right now. Let me go get it. Okay, I had to finagle a little bit, but I got the coil slid in here. I've got the positive and the tack wire back up on the positive side and negative side of the coil. So now the next step is to bring up these PerTronix wires, and we're just going to terminate them with some ring terminals. And actually, I think they're just long enough right now. I'm just going to stick them out right on here. There's a positive wire. Right, a negative wire. I'm going to zip tie these all together later, but for now we're just going to throw them up on here and see if it works. There we go, everything's reinstalled. Don't forget my coil wire here. Okay, let's give her a go here and see what happens. Turn the ignition on. Ready? Here we go. I've got the timing light hooked up. I want to check the timing on this. I disconnected the vacuum advance, which is ported for this. So I disconnected that. Let me fire this back up and we'll check the timing. Here we go. Alright. There's a timing light. You can see it's about, I'd say about 14 degrees after top dead center right now. So I want to get it back to about, I think about 4 degrees before top dead center. My base timing, let's see what we got here. See if I can roll this over. I think it's a big bite out of it there. Okay, it's about 4. Way too far, way too far. There we got 10. Gonna back it down just a little bit more. About 4.5. About 3, I'm going to advance it just a hair. About 4.5. Now the vacuum advance should allow me to pull in more timing now. Or about 4.5 at the base timing now, and I don't have one of the timing lights that goes to max timing, but it should be going up to like 34 or something like that degrees. But it seems to be working good here. I'm going to take it out and drive it and see if it pings or it lugs or anything like that. But it seems to be good. So when you install this unit, I had the previous PerTronix unit in there, and I had the timing set, and obviously it changed where the initial timing was like 12 degrees after top dead center. So you obviously want to check the timing before you go driving the car once you put the new PerTronix unit in. But everything seems to be okay, so I'm going to slap the wheels on this thing and take a ride. So hopefully I fixed it. We'll see. So I'm going to do a first drive video here coming up next on the channel, so stay tuned for that. But in the meantime, thanks for watching. Please subscribe. I'm putting out new videos every Wednesday and Saturday. Hit the bell for alerts. Tell your friends. And we'll see you right back here at the Quick Speed Shop. Hopefully smoking the tires on the Model A Hot Rod Shop Truck.